This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 8th day of October in the year 2018. Here's what we're tracking tonight. In wake of the Guyana Teachers Union threatening strike action once again, President David Granger convened a meeting with the executive members of the Guyana Teachers Union and the Minister of Education, Nicolette Henry, and the team from her ministry. According to the Ministry of the Presidency, the two sides are now closer to a resolution than ever before. President Granger said the two sides have found common ground and are working towards a favorable outcome. It is expected, he said, that an announcement will be made by this Friday. According to the President's office, Mr. Granger noted that it is important for the government and the union to work to complete this process, since it is aware that the teachers have expectations. The President noted that the teachers can be assured that the government is concerned about the issues raised and is working to address them.
This morning, at the meeting, my meeting with the union, the Minister went over those points, and we have agreed that the two sides will meet again on Wednesday the 10th. The intention is to create the basis for an agreement between the two sides as early as possible, possibly by Friday. It is important that we complete this process because we are aware that the teachers have expectations, and we want to assure the teachers that we are concerned about the issues they have raised. They are not being ignored or neglected. And we, of course, expect that the teachers' union will consult with the members, and the teachers' union expect that the government side will consult with the Ministry of Finance.
The meeting was attended on the government side by the Chief Education Officer, Marcel Hudson, the Acting Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Education, Ms. Adelaide Clark, and Human Resources Manager, Ministry of Education, Jacqueline Simon, along with the Education Minister. The GTU was represented by President Mark Light, General Secretary Coretta MacDonald, and other executives. The two sides had agreed to move their dispute to arbitration, but then that process came to a halt, as the two could not agree on a chairperson for the arbitration panel, and the selection of a chairperson by the Labor Department was rejected. More news coming up in a moment.
This Christmas, get a loan for your dream car with an extended repayment term. Spruce up your home with that renovation you always wanted and take advantage of low or no down payment. Get new appliances so you can cook up a storm. You'll get same-day approval. Plus, you can win a getaway to a destination of your choice. Visit RepublicGuyana.com today to find out how.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Get ready to ride it, ready to ride it, ride the wave. Open up the new vibe, drink up the boldness inside. Radical and fresh and wild, catch the wave now. Ride bold, ride fresh, ride strong, come on, ride the wave. Taste the action, satisfaction, perfection. Wave,
Ride the new wave of excitement sweeping Guyana. Wave Pale Ale, a premium, full-bodied, strong and refreshing alcoholic brew, crafted to perfection for a bold, young, radical you. Don't settle for anything less. Catch a Wave Pale Ale and ride it today.
Wave Pale Ale,
crafted to perfection.
Welcome back. With Digicel Guyana facing some data connectivity issues since the Surinamese authorities discontinued an unauthorized bypass connection with Digicel Suriname, local telecommunications provider GTT is assuring that it has the capacity to accommodate the Digicel data needs. Earlier this year, GTT had complained about the move by Digicel to bypass the Guyana network and connect its data platform directly through Digicel Suriname. GTT had complained about the move, that it was illegal. The government of Guyana did not act on the GTT complaint. But at a press conference today, GTT CEO Justin Ned said his company did not file any legal action in the matter in Suriname, but had been paying close attention and communicating with regulatory bodies on both sides. He said in the past, GTT's network has been able to accommodate customers from other companies outside of Guyana when they face issues, so there is no doubt the capacity exists.
I am very confident that we have the capacity, and in fact, and I would like to reiterate, that in 2018, March of this year, we carried all the internet traffic for Suriname, French Guiana, and Guyana. And the network was resilient enough to do it, because there were outages in Suriname and French Guiana at the same time. Given the architecture of the network, the Guyana network provided enough resiliency to carry that traffic. So I don't believe that it is a matter of capacity, and I want to dispel that notion. Without a doubt, our network can handle the traffic.
The GTT Chief Executive Officer once again said his company looks forward to complete regulation of the sector, since when that happens, providers will have to play by the same rules.
We continue to press for a level playing field, same tax structure, equitable regulation, and overall, we want to see the players play by the same rules. GTT shall continue to evolve, and evolution is really what we're about, and we have been doing that, especially over the last few years.
Mr. Ned said GTT will continue to work with Digicel to supply the data that it may need, adding that it is a work in progress, but he noted that he is confident that his company has the capacity. The government has been pushing for full liberalization of the telecommunications sector by the end of this year. It has not provided any update on that timeline, and the GTT CEO today said he's optimistic that the timeline could be reached. On the police blotter, police investigators in the Lethem area are probing the murder of a 22-year-old Guyanese man in the town. The dead man has been identified as Morgan Gonzalez. He is Guyanese national but lives in the neighboring Bonfim area in Brazil. According to a police statement, the man left his home in Brazil on Saturday night to attend a party at a nightclub in Lethem. When his brother did not see him return home on Sunday morning, he decided to go in search of him. The brother told investigators that he was on his way to the nightclub where the party was held when he found his brother's body in a trail covered in blood. Several bruises and marks of violence were found on the man's head and body. The police were contacted, and the 22-year-old was pronounced dead on arrival at the Lethem Regional Hospital. An investigation is on the way, and several persons are expected to be questioned. Let's tell you now, the acting director of the Guyana Prison Service, Gladwin Samuels, today announced that the service has decided to start rewarding those prison officers who speak out against corruption and other illegalities being committed by officers in the prison system. Mr. Samuels announced today that those officers who come forward with details that could result in the detection and prosecution stand to benefit from an incentive between $15,000 and $25,000. The prison director said the sanitization of the prison system requires all officers to be committed to the move. But time and time again, the prison service has seen acts that can only be as a result of collusion. For this year already, over 28 prison officers were relieved of their duties for various wrongdoings. Several of them have been placed before the courts. A number of those cases are related to the smuggling of prohibited items into the jailhouse for the prisoners. And finally tonight, we turn to the courts. 27-year-old Old Boys Town resident Christopher Gonzalez, who allegedly attempted to bribe a police sergeant to evade a drug trafficking charge, found himself before the court today, facing not just the drug trafficking charge but also bribery charges. Gonzalez appeared before Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman, and with a smile on his face throughout the hearing, he denied the two allegations made against him. The court was told that on the 3rd of October at Brigham, Gonzalez offered a police sergeant the sum of $150,000 as a means of trying to obstruct the course of justice in order to prevent a narcotics charge being laid against him. It was also further alleged that on the same day he had in his possession 530 grams of marijuana. On that day in question, 2 undercover policemen went to the shop where the accused operates and asked to purchase some marijuana. And Gonzalez returned some 5 minutes later with a bag of the prohibited drugs. He was immediately arrested and charged. While in custody, he asked to speak to a senior officer, and it was then that it is alleged that he made the bribery offer. The man was granted bail in the sum of $200,000 on the bribery charge, but remanded to prison on the marijuana possession charge. His case will continue in November. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.